ABC7 presents Profiles of Excellence, brought to you by Mancini Sleep World.
Hello, I'm Eric Thomas. For the past 24 years, through our Profiles of Excellence series, we've been featuring Bay Area residents who make important contributions to the community. Now, stay with us. Next, we'll meet a couple whose autistic son inspired them to help their community. Welcome back to Profiles of Excellence. Our next profile is going to introduce you to the parents of an amazing autistic teenager. When Janet Lawson and Daniel Swearingen discovered there were no services for autistic teenagers like their son, they decided to create them. And Autistry Studios was born.
You look nice, Lauren.
Hi.
These teenagers and young adults with autism have a blast when they're at Autistry Studios in San Rafael. Achieving this hard-earned sense of fun and a safe space is the job of the studio's founders, Janet Lawson and Daniel Swearingen.
These kids have a really extreme, difficult time turning their ideas into something. And so we really focus on taking their ideas and turning them into something. And in that way, it changes everyone's perception of the individual. They go, oh, wow, look what he did. Okay, and it raises their expectations.
At Autistry Studios, students ages 13 and older attend these unique project-based therapy sessions each week where they get to work on building their own creations.
They choose what they want to make, and it can be a model, it can be a quilt, it can be a mask, a movie. It doesn't matter. The idea comes from them. Then we help them scope it. In other words, make it doable. I mean, if they want to make a huge airplane, well, geez, that's kind of hard. How about make it a little smaller?
The focus on these projects requires direct communication among the students, teaching them problem-solving skills necessary to function in the outside world.
They may need a tool. So it's, hey, can you get me the hammer? And the other person says, I don't know where the hammer is. He says, oh, I think I saw it over there. That's give and take. That's taking turns in a conversation.
And actually, the guys we work with, that's not to be taken for granted.
Can you put it on?
Janet and Dan's focus on autism therapy developed when they learned their son Ian was autistic when he was just a toddler.
Then you're left with a child who doesn't have the language, who doesn't really understand the world in the way that we understand it. That was what took me the longest to come to, is that he has a reality. He has an understanding of the world. It's just not the same as ours.
How are you doing?
Good. As Ian reached his teen years, his parents looked for ideas for life after high school and found only disappointment.
There really are no programs for those kids leaving high school and going into the adult world. So we began there.
Originally developed through Janet's private counseling practice, Autistry's group therapy model offered individual project attention in the workshop as well as an active social dynamic during mealtime.
So one of the real goals of our program was to do the social skills stuff in amongst real concrete situations. So for instance, around the dinner table is a perfect place for us to work those out.
Each session includes one sit-down, home-cooked meal prepared on site.
And we see lots of issues. There's the, don't spill the juice all over the table, and, use a knife and fork, and things like that. And those are really important things because these are social stoppers for these guys when they're outside of this group.
Strong friendships developed for many of the students, including Ian.
My favorite thing is hanging out with Peter and Jeremy.
And creative director Courtenay Bell, who is Asperger's herself, serves as an inspiring role model.
Being able to work here is like magic, because you get to be yourself, and I get to show other people who have Asperger's or even high-functioning autism or autism spectrum disorders that you're not limited.
But some struggles remain for Autistry, with the lack of government funding being a major hurdle.
We're not funded by any government agencies. We can't get a licensed facility because the licensing guidelines were set up for programs that were made to keep people safe, very, very safe. And here we keep our students safe, but we also challenge them. We have power tools, we have saws, hammers, nails, sharp objects. We believe vehemently in the dignity of risk. We believe in having faith in their ability to handle these real-world items.
The passion and respect that Janet and Dan have for their son and all their students is visible in every inch of Autistry Studios.
We're talking about very bright people who have communication issues. But other than that, they have so much to give and so much to express. And if we deny them the tools to express themselves, we're denying them a life.
Which is the guitar.
Virtually all of our students are full intelligence, but they have issues that prevent them from getting good traction with that intelligence. And the full intelligence means huge ability to learn if you can find the right channel. And that's really how we work.
Our thanks to Janet and Dan for providing a fun and safe space for autistic teenagers and adults.